So, you want to make music like Sophie? So let's start with what she's best known for, her sound selection. Throughout her discography, it is extremely apparent that Sophie has a very distinct sound selection compared to her contemporaries. I could break it down to a few things. First thing I want to talk about is metallic sounds. These are prime Sophie sounds, and you can really make this with sine waves, some noise, and a lot of effects. I created this Ableton 11 rack for you. Let me just briefly show you my Sophie snare rack. So it really consists only of an operator, phaser, flanger, grain delay, drum bus, Ableton thing called the compressed room reverb, and resonator. This rack is going to serve as a very good starting point for you. Let me just quickly showcase it looks like this. As you can see here, I've got the Sophie snare. Pretty cool, huh? The first thing you need is an operator. As you can see here, there's an operator here. To those who don't have Ableton 11, I guess the one thing you need to do is turn on the fix and set the frequency 200. So this is actually the snare frequency. And the last one is just a noise oscillator. Next thing you want to use is the phaser flanger. And you really just want to just copy kind of these settings. Grain delay, here you go. Drum bus, and that's it. If you have Ableton 11, great. Just download my rack and you should be able to use it. The next thing I want to talk about is Sophie's sound design and the effects she uses in the music. This is a very difficult thing that even I have find it difficult on like how to like properly recreate her sounds. But I found a very good recreation by Massey about her bubbly effect, best known in Lemonade. The next thing I want to talk about Sophie is minimalistic approach to music. The more artists I listen to and actively try and break them down, the more I realize that minimalism is so important. And if you're anything like me, this will cause a bit of a mindset shift, because before I would think I would need 1,000 layers just to make a beat or a song interesting, but it really is just using a few main layers and then making it sound interesting. That's literally all you need for a good song. And let's look at a few tracks, for example. We got this track called Hard, and during the verse, like just right after the intro, is literally just like 7 layers. Let's take a listen. The next song I'm going to talk about is Charlie XCX's Vroom Vroom, which is also produced by Sophie. And the chorus is literally just stomps that get layered more in the second half. The vroom vroom sound to accompany Charlie's vocals, snares, and then some weird cat mewing effect. Here's what it sounds like. Bitches know they can't catch me. Cute, sexy in my ride. The next song I wanted to look at is actually Vince Staples' Same-O. The whole beat just consists of a bass that changes the pattern like occasionally once in a while. Snare had this metallic effect as that acts like the melody, and then just Vince's vocals. If I pull up with my guns wrong, run I make it bang, homie, tell me where you come from. We're gonna be transitioning over to my last point, which is Sophie's arrangement, which because of minimalism, you avoid ear fatigue by having a very interesting and good arrangement. Here are 3 things you can learn from her, and the first thing I want to talk about is spotlighting. Spotlighting is this. But it's just so hard, so hard. But it's just so hard, like so hard. That's what you call spotlighting, where the whole beat just drops and just one element is the main focus. And Sophie does this in a lot of her tracks. What does this do is that it gives time for a certain element to shine, which is very beneficial because it sticks into a listener's brain. So like it's just stuck into your brain right now. The next thing I want to talk about as she does is called master swapping. A very clear example of master swapping is the following. That, right? It's just like a very weird section of the beat. Really just kind of like, how did it get there? But how I would do it is that I would just export the whole thing, find a section that you want to like do this effect on, and just make a new sound effect just to like switch it up. The last thing I want to talk about is pitching. Again, in this song Hard, there's a section of the song where she just pitches the whole thing up, even the bass and the kicks, and you can hear it. Hard. The whole thing is just pitched out by an octave. Even the drums and the bass, you could try that out. You want to have variations in almost every 4 to 8 bar sections. It doesn't have to be a big change, but subtle changes in individual elements could take you very far and avoid ear fatigue from listeners. That's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching this video of me breaking down Sophie. If you like this particular style, here are a few videos that you might enjoy. Also, just a quick update to my regular watchers. I'm on a holiday in Europe at the moment. As you can see, my background's changed. So my upload schedule has taken a bit of a dip. It looks kind of irregular right now. Thank you for understanding, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.